Hi you guys, thank you so much for clicking on my video. I am Dr. Jacinta Mpani Kanamori, your transformational coach and spiritual counselor. In this video today, I'll be sharing with you in depth how you can use Hooponopono correctly to resolve more in-depth, more stubborn issues. But before I get into that, I wanted to explain a little bit about what Hooponopono is, my understanding of Hooponopono. Hooponopono is a Hawaiian technique, meaning that it was channeled through Hawaii. And I'll forever be grateful for those great channelers and teachers who decided to share that technique with the world. I am extremely grateful because Hooponopono is a very powerful technique. Hooponopono means to make things right. Ho means to make, pono means right. So Hooponopono means to make things doubly right. And that doubly, in my perception, one, the single one, is to make things right with you, the perceiver of the things, the perceiver, the digester, the acceptor of all this illusion, and two, to make it well right with your inner child. I want you to understand that. Okay, so other people perceive Ho'oponopono as forgiveness of yourself and forgiveness of others. But if you go deeper and you allow and you're open to other ways of looking at what reality really is, you get to understand that you can never make things right with anybody. You can't. You can't make people do what you want. You can't actually forgive anybody. No, you cannot. You forgive yourself. What you believe is forgiving somebody is forgiving yourself. What you perceive as making things right with somebody is yourself. Because number one, there is no other self. You have never had a relationship with anyone else except you. Let's begin with that. What is a relationship? A relationship is a relate encounter. Relate. That means there was something that existed before, and you are recognizing that information, that programming. So if you meet another identity that has a similar programming as the one that you have in your subconscious mind, you are recognizing that in them. So what they have is what you have. It's one thing separated into expressions. One thing, one program that has separated in, that is logging in different expressions. But when you even go deeper, you realize that what is in you, how you feel, is the only important thing that matters. How you feel about yourself, how you feel about the emotions that dwell in you is how you relate with the world. If you make things right with yourself, meaning that if you detach and release and let go of everything you note and you perceived, or everything that is in you that is hurting you, those emotions that you believe to be true, whether about yourself or about, it's normally about other people. It's normally about other people. Then you think, I forgive them. No, you did not. No, you did not forgive them. You forget the programming in you. You say program, you recognize yourself in the other person, and I release and let you go. I am done with you. And once you release and let go of that program, once you release and let go of that emotion, of those feelings, of that guilt, of that conflict, of that anger, then you look at that person either with no feelings or feelings of love, or just like another person out in the world, because you've let go of the emotions that you've created around them, around, not even around them, around their actions or inner actions. So the first step really is understanding that there is no one else to forgive. There is nobody else to forgive. There is nobody else And that's another story, and I won't jump over myself. But to recognize that there are only programs. What we call relationships are programs recognizing each other. And that's what we say, we have things in common. You can only relate with somebody because you have things in common. You have programs that speak to each other. You have programs that recognize each other in you guys, in your expressions. But when you look deeply, since you know that you're not your body, you're not your role, you're not even your sex, then you also get to understand that what is relating with the other person is nothing but is not you. You're not even your programming. You're not your thoughts. You're not your emotions. You're not your feelings. You're not your beliefs. So then, who is relating with the other person? The programs in you. So if you really can accept that, then you can step back. That is healing right there. The healing begins right there. You've made right. You've made right with yourself. You become right with yourself. You know who you are. You believe I am the witness of all that trash or everything I've accepted. I'm the witness of it, and it's a program in me that has recognized itself in the other person. When they hurt me, when I felt hurt, it's because they triggered some other program in me, and it's not me. I'm not even the one who felt, they're just feelings in me. So that is the first step. That is the first understanding, which helps you to detach. And when you detach, whatever you detach from, you can heal. As long as you're so attached to something, you're in it. You believe you're in it. You can never be in it. But the ego has a way of making us believe we are that which we think and feel. But when you remember you're not what you think and feel, then you can detach from it and look at it with your godly eyes. You look at it with your godly eyes, with your spiritual eyes. And no, I am not you. I can't be you. You're just an emotion in me. So I forgive myself. I give myself what is right, what is me. I give myself what is real, what is not unchanging, my unchanging nature, the recognizer, the perceiver of you. And you can be, I don't care about you because you're not stronger than me, because what is perceived is lesser, is weaker than the perceiver. So when you stand your ground, you're forgiving yourself. So the first step in Hooponopono is to take full responsibility as the creator of your reality, as the one who was aware, as the one who accepted all these programmings, as the one who perceived, digested, resonated, and created relationships with whatever is eating you up. Let's imagine it's money, and maybe you don't have money, and you have gone ahead and defined that situation of temporarily not having money. You can't even say that I don't have money as a grand conclusion, because as long as you're still alive, things are always changing. The only permanency in the world is change. That is the only reality in the world, change. So you cannot dwell on what went on yesterday or what's going on today to determine what will go on forever, as long as you're still breathing, as long as you're still in your body. But of course, if that's what you believe, you're the king, you are the lord of your soul. It's exactly what will happen. But if you snap out of it and you start recognizing that, start remembering that you don't have to make conclusions about anything. You let things be. You don't have money now. Let it be. You don't define it. You let it be. It's about remembering that you have that inner grace. You have grace in you. You have that power to stand your ground. Yes, the ego will bring and recruit all these other emotions, conclusions, and thoughts and definitions about something that has happened, about maybe you're losing a job, about you things, struggling through life, and things are not working out your way. The ego is going to recruit all these other conclusions about you. Oh, you're not worthy. Well, your cursed. Maybe even probably your identity is cursed. The first step is understanding that you're not these things. You're not your emotions. You're not your beliefs, you're not your identity, you're not your religion, you're not your culture, you're not anything you think, you're not even your passions or your beliefs, you're not your history. You are the awareness of all of that. You're the one who is looking behind you with those beautiful eyes, and you're the one who is witnessing all this illusion. And therefore, when you're witnessing it, you can shift your attention back to the one who is witnessing, and then you can create a new reality. So going further into Hoponopono, and you might think that, oh, that's not Hoponopono. This is about the four statements. Yeah, but there is so much more inner work that has to be done with Hoponopono. If you don't understand it, you will think that, oh, I'm working on money. No, you're not working on money. You're working with yourself, because money is just a piece of paper. It's really money is nothing without the value we add to it. Money is just a piece of paper. It's what we give to money is what it becomes. Okay, what you give to money is what it becomes. And I had to learn that. Really, I really had to learn that. So it's about remembering that you are the perceiver, you are the Lord of your soul, you're not your identity, and all these programmings are logged in your subconscious mind. So when you begin from that point of knowing who you are, then you can say, I am sorry. You are talking to your inner child, the storage of all these emotions. I am sorry, my inner child, my baby girl, my baby boy, for allowing all these negative emotions into you, recruiting them, but giving them attention, perceiving them, creating attachments, resonating with them, digesting them, and cementing them as beliefs in you, and then going back and forth on them and creating them in such a way that they even trigger these negative emotions. I am just so sorry for really using my power in the most nasty way to destroy you, and then create all these emotions in me. And remember, you really have to remember that these emotions are in you. They are not you. They are not you. That is one way out of this illusion. And then when you say, please forgive me, it's like you're still telling your unconscious mind, just forgive me for forgetting who I am. Forgive me for forgetting that I'm the king, that I'm the Lord, that I come before anything in my world. Forgive me for ignoring you and disrespecting you. Moreover, you are a tool. You're my subconscious mind. You're an extension. You're a branch where everything I perceive is kept. Just forgive me for being human. No, forgive me for believing in my identity and my limited expression. I'm somebody, meaning you are somebody. You're a body. Forgive me, please forgive me for forgetting my Godship, my divine oneship with God. And when you say I love you, you're telling your unconscious mind, I love you. I just love you so much for being there. I love you for triggering these negative emotions, which are kind reminders that I'm crossing the mark. I'm sinning. I'm consistently forgetting who I am, and I'm being an express. I think I am my expression, so I'm hurting so bad. Oh, I just love you that you reveal this pain that is a reflection of the programming in me, and for revealing that I'm not even these things. I just love you. I love you for being there. I love you for always storing this garbage and reminding me that I'm storing garbage. And then when you say thank you, now that is belief. That is the key right there. If you don't believe in what you're doing, don't do it. If you do not believe that what you're doing is working, whether it's Hoponopono or dancing or whatever, if you don't believe that what you're doing is working or is going to reveal or manifest the results that you long for, don't do it, because you're wasting your time. Belief is power. Belief is power. Self-belief is power. And you're not really believing in the tool. You're believing that the tool will work for you. You're believing that you will work the tool to work for you, because without you using the tool won't work. So you come before the tool. So you're believing in yourself. You're telling yourself, thank you for knowing that it's already done. Thank you for knowing that I'm already free. Thank you for knowing that everything is all right. All right. Make things right. Thank you for making things right. And what you said, making things right, thank you for making things normal, because who you are, the normal you, is always right. Trust me, without the perceptions, the relationships, the resonances, the attachments to your identity, you are always right. You are always right with God, right with good. And even when things don't come out your way, you still shift your worldly eyes and look at things with your spiritual eyes and know, hey, listen, the universe is my shepherd. Oh God. I know people don't like using the word God because of religion. Religious people, I'm sorry, please, will make you hate God. I won't even go there. They'll make you hate God. They throw God at you as though God is going to punish you, and He's got this big book where He sees all your sins and He's going to take you and all of that. I won't even go there. I'm becoming right with myself. So when you remember who you are in God, when you remember who you are in God, when you remember that you are a divine instrument created in the same image of God, good, when you remember that you pure consciousness, when you remember that this universe is God's backyard, I would say. This is God's home, and you're trekking and having fun in His home, then you know that the owner of everything is going to take care of you. And you have to remind yourself every day, because when you look with your physical eyes and you see what's going on in the world, you'll be like, there is no way out. But when you remember and look with the real eyes, the permanent eyes, because God is permanent, the only permanence, the only reality, everything that is always changing is unreal. Today it's this, tomorrow it's that, and that's the ego. That's another story. So when you're doing Ho'oponopono, let me come back to Ho'oponopono. When you're doing Ho'oponopono, just remember to center yourself. Remember who you are humbly. Remember who you are humbly. And remember that you're only reminding yourself that everything is always right with you as long as you remember who you are, as long as you're in your divine sonship, divine oneness with God, as long as you remember who you are in God and in good, everything is always right. So Ho'oponopono, in my way, you can marry it with so many other techniques, but it all brings you back to one thing: being right with God, being one with God. Remember who you are in God and who God is in you. Remember the relationship, the permanent relationship you have with the universe, and the permanent relationship that the universe has with you. All right, you guys, I hope this has helped you understand how you can use Ho'oponopono to really go deeper and resolve more deep core rooted issues. And you just have to understand that it's deeper work. The first statements are nothing without you really embracing the technique and using it to create a new reality for yourself. Okay. I'm sending you abundant love from my heart to yours. Peace and blessings. Have a great week ahead.